Okay, so we'll ask that before we go into anything else. Did he fill out the forms and disclose everything?
I don't think so.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he filled out the form, but I don't think he displayed on it.
Kola Wale, do you have a question before we get started here?
Sorry, I think I mistakenly raised my hand. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Kaylee, we haven't started yet, the meeting. Are you, do you have a question?
I'm kind of not super familiar with how all of this works, but I'm the ASM appointed student to be participating in this. Is there anything that I need to be doing right now, or are we just waiting?
No, just waiting. You're free to ask any questions you want during the meeting. I'll do
Okay.
a roll call, but it's only going to be voting members, so it would not include you.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you.
All right, hello, everyone. The August meeting of the Alcohol License Review Committee is called to order. As soon as you're ready, you can read your script.
Sherry's just rejoining now as a panelist. I'll give her a couple of All right, cool.
All right, welcome to our hybrid meeting. Participants in the room, please do not join the meeting in Zoom. Virtual participants, if you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number in your original email. Members attending virtually, if you are able, please activate your video for purposes of quorum and keep it on for the duration of the meeting. Staff, if you are able, please activate your video when you are speaking. Members of the committee, when you wish to speak, ask questions, or request a roll call vote, please push the person button on your microphone or raise your hand virtually. Those in the room will have their microphone turned on when they are recognized to speak. Those attending virtually can unmute themselves when recognized. When you are finished, all should mute themselves. Members of the public who have registered to speak, those appearing virtually, the name you entered in Zoom must match the name you entered in registration. You will remain muted until called upon. If you are here in person, when you are called to speak, please approach one of the two podiums on either side of the dais and you'll be recognized. For all registrants, the clerk will tell you when your time is up. After all public speakers, a member of the body may ask you a question. If you need to share documentation with the committee, please send it to the email listed on today's agenda. Thanks. Chair, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The meeting is governed by Robert's rules. All speakers wishing to address the committee regarding an agenda item must first complete a registration form and submit it to the city clerk designee. Then you'll get 3 minutes to discuss the item with the committee, and in some cases, I may ask preliminary questions before the registrant is given the 3 minutes to speak. So that's the rules. Next is call to order, roll call. Mr. Verbeek.
Sure. Alder Glenn?
Here.
Alder Glenn is here. Alder Revere? Here. Alder Revere is here. Mr. Brusick?
Here.
Mr. Brusick is here. Alder Figueroa Cole?
Here.
Bill Cole's here. And Ms. Carter?
Present.
Ms. Carter is here. Chair, we do have quorum.
Excellent. Next on the agenda, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Move approval.
Moved by Ms. Carter. Seconded by Alder Verveer. Any objection to approval of the minutes or corrections? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Next on our agenda is general public comment. We do have some.
Let me refresh real quick. I think we had one person registered in general public comment, but it's the agent for items 3 and 8. So I believe that just was registered in the wrong item.
Okay. And what's their name?
Walter Salaveria.
Okay, Walter. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so then that item is done. Next on the agenda, operators licenses. We have operator license application for,
Do the consent agenda.
oh. Skip something. Presentation of the consent agenda. Mr. Verbeek.
Sure. So the proposed consent agenda for ALRC meeting August 20th, 2025 is a recommended council to grant item 4, change of agent for Blazing Wings, Inc. Item 5, change of agent, Quick Trip, Inc. at 3528 East Washington Avenue. Item 6, change of agent, Quick Trip, Inc., 6702 Raymond Road. Number 7, change of agent, AC Madison Hospitality LLC. Number 8, public hearing license transfer for Cherokee Park, Inc., to transfer from 5105 North Sherman Avenue to 5103 North Sherman Avenue. And this is just a correction from the original application. And recommend the council to place on file without prejudice. Item 21, municipal approval of full-service retail alcohol sales for State Line Distillery LLC. This application has been withdrawn by the applicant.
Okay, thank you. Does any member want any of those items pulled from the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve it with the recommendations as listed? Ms. Carter.
Move approval as recommendations listed.
Moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Figueroa Cole. Are there any, is any discussion?
I'm sorry, can Jim read the numbers again, at least agenda numbers, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So recommended council to grant items, change of agent is items 4, 5, 6, and 7. I have a wrong number for number. That shouldn't, so the public hearing license transfer is not item 8. It's actually item 15. So it should be item 15, public hearing license transfer for Cherokee Park, Inc. And then recommended council to place on file without prejudice, item 21.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 21?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. So yeah, I'll still second that.
Okay, so it's moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda without changes. Is there any objection, any discussion? Any objection? Seeing no objection, the consent agenda is approved. Mr. Verbeek, can you read the names one more time? And if you hear your name, that means your item is completed.
So the past consent agenda for ALRC meeting August 20th, 2025. Recommended council to grant item 4, change of agent, Blazing Wings, Inc. Item 5, change of agent, Quick Trip, Inc. at 3528 East Washington Avenue. Item 6, change of agent, Quick Trip, Inc. at 6702 Raymond Road. Item 7, change of agent, AC Madison Hospitality LLC. Item 15, public hearing public hearing license transfer for Cherokee Park Inc. Transfer from 5105 North Sherman Avenue to 5103 North Sherman Avenue. And item 20, recommended council to place on file without prejudice. Item 21, municipal approval of full-service retail alcohol sales for State Line Distillery LLC.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is operator license application for Timothy Consigny. I believe is how it's pronounced. Is Timothy here or in Zoom?
Timothy is
Yep.
in Zoom, yep.
I am here.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. We'll first start with MPD to explain the background check. Let's see. Captain Hartman, are you with us? Can you explain why this was got a flag?
I am. There was 4 things that were flagged doing the background check here. Starting with the oldest one, a conviction in 2020 of possession of open intoxicants inside a motor vehicle, him being the driver. The second one was first offense, OWI, conviction being in 2021. Second one was vehicle owner's liability for a hit and run. That is in 2024 conviction. And the most recent conviction here in August of 2025, and that is second offense, OWI.
Thank you. Timothy, now you can explain to the committee anything about the circumstances of these events, anything you think that will help us make a decision.
So the 2 OWIs were a lapse in judgment on my part. I no longer really use my car at all, and I'm getting a breathalyzer installed in my car starting next week when I get my occupational license back. But my work is in biking distance, and I've pretty much just been biking to and from work. I've pretty much just been staying sober completely. And like I said, it was a lapse of judgment. As far as the hit and run goes, that is news to me. I do not recall anything in regards to a hit and run. And I've CCAP'd myself, and this is the first I'm ever hearing about that, actually.
Okay. Any questions from members of the committee? Ms. Carter.
Timothy, you have an applications for a license. Are you going to be managing or just being a bartender?
That is correct. I do plan on managing. Right now, I'm kind of overseen by my current manager, but if this were to get approved, I will kind of be in charge of the entire restaurant, which is LJ Sports Tavern on East Washington Avenue. I've been bartending for about 5 years now. I started off at Nitty Gritty downtown Madison. I bartended there for about 3 years and got my experience. And these past year and a half, I've been bartending in LJ Sports Tavern, and I do plan on taking over a manager position in the near future.
Okay. And you said that the incident in 2021 and 2025 was just a lapse of judgment? Am I right on that?
Never even really drive anymore. Like I said, Madison's a pretty big biking community, and kind of right after it happened, I just parked my car, kind of gave it to a friend because I'm getting an occupational license at the moment, but I've just been biking to and from work and just been utilizing that sort of transportation.
And reducing your intake?
That's correct. Yeah. I had a meeting with the AODA for the alcohol assessment, and I will be taking a class at MATC within the next couple months for the multiple offenders program. But as far as that goes, I think I'm taking a step in the right direction, so to speak.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Attorney McReynolds.
Thank you, Chair. So questions for the applicant. I have, in your application, you did not list any of the offenses on your application. Is that correct?
So I wasn't sure if it was asking for like pending charges, because when I applied, I was still kind of going through the process and I wasn't convicted yet. And I wasn't
Okay.
sure if that, sorry, go ahead.
Were you, but the other three charges were already completed and you had convictions on those before you applied, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That must have been my mistake. I was kind of just waiting for this one other charge to be completed.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure if this was just going to be something we would go over at the meeting or, you know.
You completed the application?
That's correct.
Yourself?
Yeah. Yep.
And so the section that says list any pending citations, tickets, or criminal charges, and pending is underlined. Are you
Yep.
telling this body that you didn't see that or didn't understand that?
So I ended up updating the application. I called the city and I was kind of just asking her what the holdup was. And she kind of went over it with me and said that was probably the problem, was because I had to list everything, and that must have just been, I must have just missed that.
Okay. And then the part that says list all citations, tickets, municipal ordinance violations, and criminal convictions, and convictions is underlined.
Yeah.
Did you see that part?
I probably saw it, but I mean, like I said, I was just kind of confused on the whole application process and like what part was getting sent to the city, and so to speak, if that makes sense.
Okay, so, but when you say you were confused, you didn't ask questions at that time, you just
I had
submitted it without the information?
I submitted it because I knew it was going to be a long wait anyway, and I called the city and I was trying to move forward with the process, but she said, she was really nice, the lady I talked to, and she said that I had to reach out to, I think it's Jim who it was, and that's how I got in contact with him today.
Okay, so today is when you updated your application?
No, it still has not been updated.
Okay. And you saw the part on the bottom where it was notarized that said that you were affirming that you were making complete and true answers to each question?
I was. Well, at least I thought I was. Like I said, I was kind of waiting for this pending charge to go through. And yeah.
All right. But you agree that the pending charge had nothing to do with your first three charges, right? Did you hear the question, Timothy?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree that it must have just been a space.
Okay.
I thought I submitted everything properly, and I do apologize. But like I said, sorry, go ahead.
Did you bring any substantial, credible evidence of rehabilitation, submit anything, or bring anything with you this evening?
I haven't. So right now I am doing 13 days on home confinement for my charge that I just pleaded guilty to. Like I said, I will be going back to school at MITC for the charge in order to get my license back. So I'm taking a step in the right direction for that, so to speak. And I will be getting a breathalyzer in my car. And once I do go to and from work, I ride my bicycle. And I've kind of just been not really drinking at all. I haven't drank in probably a couple weeks even. And I could prove that to you guys if you guys really wanted that. I'm kind of just trying to move forward with everything in my life.
All right. So, although you think you're going in the right direction, is it fair to say that you have not been rehabilitated yet?
I think I have. I think, well, right after I got arrested back in February for that OWI, I took about four months off drinking completely. And if I did have a beer, even one beer, I would not even touch my car. I've been really good about that. And once I do get my occupational license back, I really only plan on using my car to get to work in the winter time. And the car is kind of just something I want to have in the winter time because Madison's very cold. If it was warm year round, I would probably just bike year round. But the car is just something I kind of want to have over the winter just to get to work. But I think that the steps that I've taken in my sobriety have been really positive in the right direction.
All right, your 2 weeks of sobriety.
It's been about probably 3.5, but in the past 7 months since I've gotten my OWI, I could probably count on my hands how many times I've drank.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you.
So Timothy, did this happen? When were you arrested for your second OWI?
February 2nd of 2025.
Okay. And that's it's August now, so that's about 6 months ago. You were ordered to put a ignition interlock device on your car?
That's correct. I'm eligible to get my occupational license back September 19th of 2025. So I'm going to have a friend drive my car out to the ignition interlock workshop, and they're going to put it in my car.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll file for SR22 insurance.
And the repeat offenders program, when does that start?
So I called and left a message at MATC, and I still haven't heard back from them, but I told her I wanted to start as soon as possible.
Okay. Any further questions from members of the committee? Alder Revere.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for bearing with us in all these questions. Let me just mention at the outset, don't take this personally. This is our job, and the reason why we're asking so many questions is it is pretty unusual for us to have someone before us with the repeat OWI that is so fresh. So I just wanted to say that at the outset. This is certainly nothing personal. Most of my questions were asked and answered. Just to follow up on some of them, though, please. The first is, when did you have your second court-ordered assessment for the driver safety plan? How long ago was that now? A journey?
I had my assessment August 7th of 2025. So
Okay.
2 weeks ago from yesterday or
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay, very good. And I give you credit for doing that so quickly after you were sentenced. So
I appreciate that.
I think that's
Thank you.
impressive. And can you just confirm again what the driver safety plan was that the counselor is
Yep.
ordering you to do to be in compliance?
So it is 34 hours of classes at MATC. They have it listed as 6 to 8 weeks of one class a week. And for 2 of the classes, I have to bring a friend or family member into the class, and they have to vouch for my change and better impact in the society, essentially.
And again, to perhaps be repetitive here, you don't know how soon you'll be able to start that treatment regimen, if you will.
I've called her twice and I've left one message. I would imagine she's going to be calling me back pretty soon. I called her earlier this week. I didn't hear anything, and I had 3 weeks to call and make an appointment, and I only had the meeting at Journey Mental Health a week and 6 days ago. So I've called her twice in that past week, and I still haven't heard anything. I left her a message. I can get you her name if you'd like, but yeah, I'm kind of just waiting on a call. She does have a voicemail for me though in her message box.
Okay. And then when you had your first OWI, can you share with us what your driver safety plan was for that one? What you had to do to be compliant?
So that was also at MATC. It was a little less time of classes. I think it was like 20 hours of classes. And it was for like 5 weeks. And it was like 5 4-hour classes. And it just kind of went over the basics of drunk driving and all that stuff. And my first one, I got that on my moped, and they took my license away for 6 months. And back in February, that was the first one I got in the car. But like I said, I have not touched my car after drinking alcohol since then.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. Yeah. Just speaking only for myself, the concern isn't so much from our committee's perspective as you driving, but if we grant you the license, your performance utilizing that license and dealing with patrons, whether it be at LJ's or another establishment.
Yep.
Since it's transferable anywhere in the city.
No, I completely understand. Like I said, I've been bartending for 4.5 years, and I know when to stop serving somebody and when they're making right decisions.
Has your whole time been with Little John?
No, so I did 3 years downtown at the Nitty Gritty.
It was good.
Please, everyone except the registrant and the alder, please mute. Okay, thanks.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
like
could
I
you
was
repeat
saying,
what you were saying? Because there was an open mic. Yeah.
No worries. I did 3 years downtown at the Nitty Gritty of
Okay.
Madison.
Okay.
And that was not something that was required to have a bartending license for, because I was always under the supervision of a manager.
Sure. But obviously you being promoted now.
Yep, I'm looking to move up, and I was hoping this incident wouldn't hold me back.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And then I hate to bring up another subject here, but I can't help but notice that you were charged with something else earlier this year that was ultimately dismissed as part of the plea bargain relating to drugs. Do you feel comfortable speaking to that and reassuring us that that's not an issue either in your life?
Yeah, that was just a poor decision. And I mean, I've been sober completely since then, and I never felt I had a problem, but it's just the judge dismissed it. And I've been, like I said, just moving forward, just taking steps in the right direction. But that's not anything you guys have to worry about. I've been very, very much super positive, super sober, just trying to move forward.
When you had your assessment, did it cover other drugs besides alcohol?
No, it
No.
didn't.
No. And you're reassuring us that that's nothing that you do need counseling on?
I could do counseling if it would be something that would make or break this, for sure.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. I don't think I have any further questions. Oh, I did want to just share with you, because in your initial testimony, you were confused in our legal counsel's questions about your veracity on the application. I did just want to point out to you that a couple of your convictions that the police department reported to us are not available in CCAP because
Right.
they're convictions in Madison Municipal Court, and that court is not have their records as part of CCAP.
Okay. I
So,
appreciate that.
so the first OWI and the hit and run
Yeah.
liability, those are in Madison Municipal Court, and those are not visible on CCAP. And the hit and run,
Okay.
by the way, which you say you've never heard of, that's because someone allegedly used a registered vehicle, your registered vehicle in last year, and was involved in a hit and run crash. But
You know,
the police weren't
you
able
know-
to prove that you were the driver, but because it's registered to you, you're liable.
Do you have any more information on that? Because that's the first I never got a ticket or anything, and I'm just like confused. I've never heard of that. Not that it matters. This isn't, I guess,
Yeah.
a topic that needs
Well,
to be discussed.
I'll just
today.
say at a minimum, you might owe a fine to Madison Municipal Court for that, because you were convicted less than a year ago of that non-criminal ordinance violation.
Yeah.
And we do have an ordinance that if your license is granted, you do have to at least have a payment plan
Yeah.
in effect with the court for outstanding forfeitures.
Okay.
Chair, if I could ask this, Captain Hartman, if you have the information in your file, do you feel comfortable? Do you have any additional information whatsoever about the MPD case relating to the hit and run last year?
Yep. Report was investigated by Officer Malloy. He attempted to make contact with you, and it was your Chevy Avalanche. That was the vehicle in question, and it's shown on city camera. Photos taken of the vehicle, etc. Again, attempted contact with you around 8 a.m. July 10th of 2024, and a citation for owner liability hit and run to an unoccupied vehicle was mailed to you at your DOT address.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sent certified mail to you.
Okay. Do you have like a location of where that would have been?
I can see 2416 East Washington Avenue, apartment number 4.
Your hit and run occurred.
Are you saying your address or where it occurred at?
Where the incident occurred at?
I guess my question is the location of this incident relevant to our decision today?
No, you're very.
Do you want to
correct.
find that information out, Alder Revere?
Well, I'll just say for folks that might wonder, how is it relevant? And I know that's not your question, Chair. It's more, you're asking the applicant, if this is a good use of our time in so many words, is that, and more often than not, these cases, it's often someone that gets away with an OWI that, there was a crash and they left the scene of the crash. And then this is a citation that's then served upon them later. But the officers obviously can't prove an OWI occurred. But that often is the case with these unattended hit and run kind of. So I'm not saying that the applicant, of course, that was the case with this incident, but obviously the court convicted him of being liable for that crash, even though he certainly wasn't on the scene when the crash occurred.
Well, thanks. That does help. Do you have any further questions?
Maybe just one last one, Chair. Thank you. And that is to the applicant, because this is so fresh, and again, it's just so unusual to have someone with a recently closed repeat case. I'm wondering, how would you feel about waiting a month and coming back with proof that you've started the treatment program?
At MATC?
Correct, since that's what Journey has officially, I think part of the proof would be a copy of your assessment, and then
Okay.
proof that you've begun the treatment that's been prescribed. Again, I'm only speaking for myself and asking as a question if you think you and your employer could live with the delay.
That makes it easier.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your response, sorry.
I could live with the delay. I don't really mind the delay. Did you want me to start the classes by next month, or did you just want me to be enrolled and signed up and proof of enrollment by next month?
Well, I have no idea what the waiting list might be, if there is,
Right.
if there even is one, but, again, speaking only for myself as one member of the committee, I would be most comfortable if you actually could prove that you've begun the classes.
Okay. I will do everything in my power to start the classes. And in the next meeting that you guys have, I'm not sure when your next alcohol committee meeting would be, but I would be able to be there in person for that, if that makes anything any easier.
We meet once a month, the third Wednesday of the month. What, do you have that date handy, Jim?
September 17th.
The evening of
September
September 17th, perhaps?
Okay. Yep. That is something I could do.
Okay, thank you. And again, I'm just asking as one person. I'm not saying I'm not putting forward a motion. I know there's more questions of you, so thanks very much and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ms. Carter?
I was just gonna ask the same thing, if Timothy could wait a month. Or
Okay.
wait till our next meeting and submit those documents so that we can make a decision. Thank you.
That
Thank
is something I can do. Thank you for having me, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Are there any other registrants, people registered to speak on this item?
There are not.
Okay. Now we can move into discussion. Is there points of discussion by members of the committee? Attorney McReynolds.
Thank you, Chair. In an effort to treat everyone equally, I wanted to refer people to the guidelines for these types of licenses. The captain noted that the reason it was referred was because of guideline 3DF, 4B, and number 5. 3D, sorry. 3D and F, those are operating a motor vehicle under the influence and open intox in a motor vehicle. 4B is having 3 or more offenses, each a separate incident within the immediately preceding 5 years. So that would be considered a habitual law offender. And then guideline number 5 is the general one about applicants must truthfully and completely fill out applications. And within number 5, if they provide false information, they shall be denied and may not reapply for a period of 1 year. If you find that they intentionally omitted information from an application, it's the same. They shall be denied and not be eligible to reapply for 1 year. If you believe that the information was omitted due to inadvertence, mistake, or excusable neglect, then you can accept a corrected application. But after all of that, the only way that the ALRC should be approving this application would be under guideline 6, which is if you recommend approval for someone who would normally otherwise be denied under all of the guidelines. And that requires substantial, credible evidence of rehabilitation. Such evidence includes letters of recommendation from alcohol or other drug counselors, probation agents, other relevant service providers, certificates or letters confirming satisfactory completion of AODA or other relevant counseling program. So after all of that, and I know that we've looked at these occasionally before, and this one is different in that it is fresh, it's directly related, and there are many violations within the same time period. My recommendation would be to think about guideline 5 and whether or not you think that he intentionally omitted information on the application. And then also think about guideline 6, the credible evidence of rehabilitation that you would need for the application to be approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Verveer?
Thank you, Chair. I move referral to our next regular meeting.
Okay, moved by Alder Verveer to refer to the next meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Carter. Any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, if I could, Chair, I just want to, first of all, appreciate very much the applicant's perhaps overly personal questions that we asked and his responses, but also appreciate Attorney McReynolds for her advice on this one. So I especially appreciate Attorney McReynolds for the applicant's benefit, reading what our guidelines state in terms of what evidence we're looking for of rehabilitation when he comes back before us, if he chooses to come back before us again, in terms of the evidence that we're looking to see, and that be in writing. I also just want to address the issue of the truthfulness on the application and state that I would be way more skeptical personally if there was not the email in the record here from the applicant to the clerk's office admitting the pending OWI, acknowledging that he's a repeat offender, and I'm not trying to hide that. We've heard many times over the years in this forum that folks look on CCAP and can't find things, so that wasn't a new rationale tonight. But anyway, again, this email dated July 16th, I find compelling to get over the hurdle of the application being incomplete. I do want to make it clear as part of the motion, but I don't know that it has to be specifically stated as part of the motion, that as the legal counsel stated, that the applicant should submit a complete and full application as well before their next appearance of our committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Timothy, did you hear what Alder Verveer just said about submitting a full and complete application? Did we lose him?
I think he might have left the meeting. Oh, there he is.
Yes. I heard all of that. How did you guys want me to move forward with everything, so to speak?
Well, you should, I think, resubmit your application with the correct information and submit to us compelling evidence of rehabilitation. So a copy of your, I think Alder Verveer had mentioned a copy of your AODA reports and proof that you've started the classes. Does that cover it?
Correct. That is absolutely something I can do. Would you guys like me to send that to Jim Verbic?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I can get that to you guys as soon as possible. I really appreciate you guys having me and taking the time.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here. Are there any further points of discussion on the motion? I see none. Is there any objection to adopting this motion unanimously? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. This is referred to next meeting. Thank you. Next on the agenda is item number 3, change of agent for Applebee's, and I think we should also 8 take it up at the same time as 8. It's the same entity. So, do you have a registrant for this one?
We do. We have 2 registrants.
That's you.
And it is, as I mentioned before, Walter Salaveria, as well as Parker Conover, which I believe is the attorney. Yep.
Okay. You're the attorney. All right, so we got the letter, but can you briefly explain the situation here?
Yeah, my honor.
Yes.
Oh, I know. It's like unlocking the car door. Someone's trying to get in. Sorry. My name is Parker Conover, attorney with Godfrey and Kahn, represent Applebee's. The previous franchisee for Applebee's turned over kind of in the past couple months. There were some performance issues and I think just a general need to get out of the business. So Applebee's identified a new franchisee who has stepped into, Walter, how many stores? 6? 30. Well, for the new stores, yeah. 6 new stores in Wisconsin, Madison being one of them. So we kept the same legal entity for now. We may end up changing in the future, but for now it's going to be the same legal entity, just with new ownership. The new owner owns, I think, 30 at least restaurants across the United States, including the 6 here in Wisconsin. And Walter, who is here and can answer any questions kind of about day-to-day operations and management, will serve as the agent for the location here in Madison. And yeah, happy to answer any questions or, field anything you guys might have. But hopefully, we're excited to just have continuous operation under new ownership.
Thank you. Questions from the committee? Questions from the committee? Alder Verveer.
Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for the explanation. Your letter was helpful in the record here as well. My basic question is, and I don't know if this was legal advice to your client or otherwise, but why the decision to keep the same entity and not just go with the clean new application? I'll also mention the Alder of the district, Alder Madison, had this conversation with me many weeks ago where she was asking my advice too on what guidance to give your client.
No, of course. I think honestly, it was expediency. So as the old franchisee was kind of falling out, there was a need just to get a new franchisee in quickly. And doing that with the existing legal entity, with the existing lease, et cetera, was much easier to do. I do think that there is a desire, maybe not immediately, maybe this fall or spring, upcoming spring, to change legal entity and go through the new application process. Just to be completely clear, I mean, using the same legal entity was not a way to try to sidestep any disclosure, anything to that effect. We disclosed all the AB 100s. I think they're still called that. All the personal disclosures, the new agent, everything to Madison and all of the municipalities, just to be totally clear, right? Sometimes municipalities with the same legal entity don't get as interested as Madison or other munis, but we were sure to include.
We have a lot of experience here where applicants have tried to burn us with entity reorganizations.
Yes, right. You keep the legal entity and it's fine, right? No, we were aware of that.
With unpaid wholesaler debt and other things like that and disputes with partners. So that's why we, by the way, require the new application, even if we don't treat it as a new application. So I think I speak on behalf of the whole committee when we thank you for your compliance with our tradition of requiring the new applications. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, please.
No. We're very cognizant of it, especially in Madison. There was also the expediency, but also it was occurring right around renewal time. And so we knew it was going to just make renewals a disaster, not necessarily in Madison, but every other municipality, if we were trying to, quote unquote, renew, but also conditionally surrender a license to a new legal entity all at the same time. So we wanted to get through renewal with just a change of ownership and same legal entities before we brought in a new legal entity with a full new application. Again, obviously Madison's a little bit different because a change in ownership triggers a new app, but we've been trying to be cognizant of clerks in every municipality we work in and trying not to kill them in what's already a really difficult season for them with all the renewals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I appreciate your response very much.
Of course.
Ms. Carter.
I just have a question when you mentioned the performance at the East Town Boulevard location. And so did the company choose Walter to be to be the entity for the 6 locations, including Madison?
So I don't want to speak, I'm
Because
speaking,
improving performance?
of course. So I don't want to speak maybe specifically about an individual store, but as a general matter, there were performance issues across the stores that the previous franchisee had. So yeah, so IHOP and Applebee's, the parent brands, specifically sought out Sam Soleimani, who's the owner, to come and take over these stores. And
Okay.
again, roll them out, rejuvenate them, reinvigorate them, what have you. And Walter works exceedingly closely with Sam across a number of stores, and he lives here in Verona. And so they are kind of a duo in that regard. And both the franchisor and the franchisee and Sam and Walter are very excited to kind of, again, take these stores and turn the page.
Okay. I'll be watching.
Further questions from committee members? Alder Verveer.
Yeah, thank you. And obviously, sorry, I just thought of one other because you mentioned the word IHOP. That was one of the questions that the alder of the district did ask me as well. As she said, this would be a dual branded Applebee's and IHOP. And she asked me how that would affect the doing business as and the current license name and so forth. So will this indeed be a dual branded Applebee's IHOP? And is that the...
So the long-term plan is for it to become one. Right now, it is obviously not. We drive by it most days. But the long-term plan is that it will be. If it does become a dual branded, it will probably require some renovations and things like that would go through Plan Commission, and there would be a ton of notice to City Council on kind of the background and how it's building up to it. I don't know if there would be any required changes to the liquor license unless the DBA changed. We would likely change the DBA. I think that would probably be a fairly simple license amendment as opposed to something more robust.
We have a separate application here in Madison for that. I don't know. I know you practice probably statewide with Mike Winton-Weiler, but I don't know what other municipalities do, but here in Madison for years, we've had our own simple application for a change in DBA.
Yeah, so, and again, all 6 where I think the hope is to get them to dual branded. So yeah, in Madison, it would be the separate DBA application. We're trying to get, I think, the other restaurants under control first in terms of doing dual brand. So, I mean, I don't know how relevant it is, but just, we've been working with Delafield to do a complete renovation of that store and get it open as a dual branded restaurant, and are considering kind of the next steps for each of the locations. We recognize and respect that Madison occasionally moves a little bit slower and there were some more approval processes. So we're kind of saving it maybe for last to that extent. So yeah, it's the long-term plan, but we're certainly not, moving any pieces until we have the necessary approvals, and, certainly city council will be kept in the loop on that.
Yep, thanks very much. I just didn't want your client to be tripped up with if the DBA, but you obviously know full well that if the DBA changes, they should come back to us. But as you say, there's a good chance you'll be coming back anyway with a new application.
Correct.
Within the year here with a new entity.
Yeah, so I think we try to time that to some extent with a new entity and try to do, as much as we can. Package deals are easier than like coming before you, once a month for 6 months.
Absolutely.
So we'll do our best in that regard, but we hope for a warm welcome every time we do.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks very much, Attorney. Thank you, Chair.
I'll just add that typically when alcohol licensees do update the floor plan or anything like that, we do ask for a change of premises, whether it's just a remodel, just for the councils and the LRC approval, just to put that on your radar.
Of course. No, of course. And then again, we've been doing some remodels in other municipalities where we've had kind of a similar, premises amendment in addition to new signage and all those approvals. So certainly I think we're trying to do things in packages as we can, but I appreciate it. Yeah.
Further questions from committee members? Seeing none, a motion
Move approval.
moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Verveer. And Jim, was number 8 on the consent agenda, or did I just mismark my sheet? Okay, so is this motion then for both, Ms. Carter? Items 3 and 8?
Yes.
Okay, thought so. Is there any objection to approving 3 and 8? the entity reorganization, and the change of agent? Seeing none, those are approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, committee.
And actually, labeled 9:15 as 8 minutes. I think.
Okay. Next up, item number 9, the finance reports. Finance report, we'll start with Chiba Hut. Is there, we'll hear from staff first. So, Kola, can you, this is the first finance audit report that I've presided over. But it seems to make sense to hear from staff first. Are you ready to go?
Yes. Is the question from you? I want to be clear about that.
Can you give us an overview of the audit report for Chiba Hut?
Oh, okay. Thank you. We audited that's required by the committee. The internal audit unit audited the 2 entities that were in question, 7 Iron and Chiba Hut, to ascertain their compliance with the Madisonville General Ordinance as relates to ensuring that the 50% or less than 50% of their gross sales are less than, are not alcohol. And then upon our review, we observed that Chiba Hut, I may have to just show my screen to show you something quickly. 1 second. Done. I have the rights to share my screen.
You should be able to.
Yeah, I think I am. I'm seeing it now. Thank you. 1 second. Okay. No. 1, 2 is not coming up. Okay. Please let me know when my screen turns on.
I can see it. We can see it in the room.
Okay. So this is the report for the 7 Iron. We reviewed a period of 29 months. And out of the 29 months, we found that the establishment was not in compliance for 11 months. The 11 months that they were not in compliance with are the ones that we highlighted here for ease of review. And also for Chiba Hut, we also reviewed them for the same period. And for the period that they were reviewed, we found that they were in compliance for the 29 months that we were reviewed, with an average score of 14.94, whereas 7 Iron has an average of 48.46 as the average monthly percentage of alcohol sales to their gross profit. Another finding from the report, this is another finding that we have from the review, which is outside the initial request, but because as auditors we were mandated that when we review and we find anything that needs to be brought to the attention of the management, we should also bring that to the attention of the management. This second finding was sent separately to this committee, as we do not intend to make this a public statement. Thank you.
Thank you. And so how many of these audits have you done that to determine the percentage of food versus alcohol?
It was just these two that we were asked to. It's a special audit. It's not part of our audit plan for the years, according to the mandate of the city's mandate. This is a special audit that comes to us once in a while for us to review as this committee deems fit.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Are there questions from committee members? Alder Verveer.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Qualif. I appreciated your audit reports very much. Moreover, I appreciate the work that you did on the committee's behalf. I realize this was the first go-around for you since you've been the city's internal auditor, and we do appreciate your work very much. I read both of your reports in advance, and the one issue that I did want to ask you about, which you haven't mentioned yet in your presentation, but as it relates to Chiba Hut, since that's the one that we're formally have before us, is the issue regarding the inconsistency in the Wisconsin Department of Revenue sales tax returns and the POS sales data. Could you speak to that and further just confirm that you've reported this discrepancy to the DOR?
I did not do that. What I did was to share the information with Jennifer, the assistant controller, assistant city attorney, so that this can be reported to this committee, and then necessary action can be taken.
Okay, so Attorney Zillavi is handling that aspect of your findings?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Very good. And I do see that your colleague in the finance department, the finance director for the city, David Schmidtke, is with us as well. So I just wanted to ask, Chair, did Director Schmidtke wish to add anything to the auditor's report at all, or?
Nope. Nothing
Okay.
to add, Alder Verveer.
Okay.
I turned on my camera just to answer the chair's question around the last time the audit. The finance department audited an establishment. I think it was in 2019. And as Cola said, it happens very infrequently.
Yes, I was going to say, too, that it was definitely before the pandemic. I didn't know if that it was immediately the year prior to the pandemic, but it certainly has been several years since this committee ordered an audit of one of our license holders.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have no further questions of our staff. Thank you.
Alder Figueroa Cole.
So was the audits before before the pandemic was the same process used, meaning specifically around the periods that are verified? Your audits are monthly, that's the information was given on a monthly basis. And I was kind of wondering, is that how we always done it, or is there variations on how we audit? Do you, for example, a weekly matter, a daily matter? Like, what is the general period that is used to evaluate the sales?
I believe the previous audits have all been looked at on a monthly basis. Again, based on the time period requested by the ALRC for review.
So I was kind of wondering if there was a need to combine the data, the sales data, with the call for service data. Is that data available to just say, like, we have a lot of call for services during these days of the week or during this time period? Would it be possible to connect police service data with dates when more alcohol was sold?
So the specific charge in the ordinance is for the finance director to review the sales data, not to make any other reviews. We can certainly do that if requested, or the police department could do that. But in terms of the audit itself and the LRC's authority to ask for audits. That's what's in the ordinance.
Yeah, I
So we could
understand
go
that. So-
further with that, but we have not
Okay.
done that.
So the data exists for both of these audits, for example, if that was something that we wanted to look at?
I have no knowledge of the call for
No,
service
no.
data.
No, I meant from the audit itself. The data per day or per week exists? Well,
Yes,
okay,
that data was collected from the establishments.
okay. Thank you. I do have the data from the service calls. I just was wondering if there was a way if your data was also in a daily format that could be then combined. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in daily, but Cola can follow up with you directly.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Further questions for staff? There are none now. I think there may be further questions that come up, so if you could stay with us. Is there any registrant for item 9, Jim?
Yeah, Heather Hun, who is with the Two Penners LLC, and the agent is registered in support, available to answer questions, and in Zoom.
Okay. Okay, Heather? Wait 1 second. Alder Figueroa Cole, did you have something?
I had another question for staff, maybe Amber.
Sure, go ahead.
So the ARC asked for an audit with a specific task, but then 2 determinations were made, one for taxation and the other one with the initial ask of restaurant versus the actual sales. So do we have any purview on the taxation part? Okay.
No, as Kola mentioned, that will be referred to the proper authorities.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's all I got.
Thank you. Okay, Heather, are you with us? Heather.
Can you hear us?
Hello,
Yes.
it's me, Heather Hoon, and my husband, R.C. Hoon, Robert.
Hello.
Okay. You wanted Robert to register?
Yeah, Roger, after this meeting, if you just register officially for your name as well. But you can do that after the meeting.
Okay. She just asked me to join in, so I can address the issue because I was the one that worked with Cola on the audit. So the difference between the point of sales numbers and the sales tax numbers is third-party delivery. So our point of sales records all sales, regardless of their origin, but our sales tax reporting is only for orders where we collect the tax. So we have anywhere from 25 to 30% of our orders in a weekly or monthly period are third-party delivery, but in the third-party delivery reports those sales for sales tax purposes. So that's why there's a difference between the numbers.
Thank you, and I don't think that's fine. Anything further, Heather or Robert?
Only if you had any other questions for us regarding it. I know that he worked closely with Koala to get that all resolved.
Okay. Questions from committee members? Seeing none, Attorney McReynolds, are you aware, is your office, I see Jennifer Zilovey is not here today, but is she asking for anything specific from us on these reports?
Not for this one. I think that it would be appropriate to have a motion to accept for the ALRC to accept the report.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Carter.
Move to accept the report.
Moved by
Second.
Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Glenn. Any objection? Alder Verveer?
I thank you. I certainly don't object to the motion, Chair, but I did want to take the opportunity, since they're with us, to ask the license holder some questions as to how the operation of the business is going from their perspective, and perhaps if Captain Hartman could share as well the perspective of the police department after they respond. So obviously, we were last together in this venue in late May, and we heard a lot of concerns of the police department and the city attorney's office about the operations of Chiba then, and we added several conditions to their license at renewal time. Could you share with us, from your perspective, how things are going?
Sure. So at this point, we have implemented security on Friday and Saturday nights. We wristband and do all of that. We have our scanner that is in place. And it's seemingly, getting much better. These items have definitely helped. And we did do two different types of training. One which was with our managers. The police came in and did a de-escalation training, or they went to the de-escalating training, and then they came in and did a training on how to spot fake IDs, and then also working with our staff on working with what to do with patrons, making a plan, and all of that as well, which we have created a solid plan and implemented it in regards to being a liquor operator as well as a food operator.
Thank you for that update. And the relatively new manager that you spoke of when you were last here in May, that individual is still with you and implementing these changes in operations? And
yes, we have the manager is implementing those changes.
mm-hmm. Have there been any incidents at the business this summer of any consequence that you can share with us?
We've had to call and get some assistance, which when we met with the police and they came in did our training, they highly encourage us to do that. But it has it's been there were a couple of instances, but it's definitely where we've asked people to leave, or and those were more under people that were coming in and loitering, but refusing to leave. And they've helped us out with those types of items, but other than that, they're working well with the security personnel that we have.
It's great to hear. And then perhaps lastly,
We really appreciate all their work. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead, please. Could you repeat that? I was
We very
talking.
much appreciate their work and help with this.
Then my last question, I was just curious, what time are you closing each day of the week? Obviously, we impose that condition on you at renewal time that you must cease alcohol sales at midnight. How late then do you stay open as your main, business being a restaurant?
Yeah, so our main business Sunday through Thursday is 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. And then we are open on Fridays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m., but we close down the bar at 12 a.m.
So you are still open till part-time for food sales on weekends?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, all right, very good. Thanks very much. Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
positive report, and let's hope Captain Hartman concurs in his report next.
I will keep the positivity rolling then.
Great.
Our officers have reported that it has been progress there, and there has been a couple incidents, as was mentioned before, that police have had to respond. But again, to the positive side, they received calls from staff asking the police to be there, which definitely helps, and that was seen as a positive. The use of security as well as the patron scan also has seemed to deter some stuff. There's a few other things that we've put in place to deal with the parking around the area as well, and that has also seemed to push some of the problems away from the Chiba Hut. So overall, I would agree. I was going to mention it at the end in my report, but for the meeting here. But yes, I can absolutely say we're seeing a lot of progress here.
Terrific. Thanks very much, Captain. Thank you, Chair.
Are there questions from members of the committee? The motion before us is to accept the report. Is there any discussion on that? Any objection? Seeing none, the report is accepted. Next is item number 10, the finance audit report for Seven Iron Social. Are there any questions for staff about this one? Attorney McReynolds.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to let Jim and others know, I had a recent email from Jennifer Zelvey today with additional kind of information from COLA from the audit that she asked for. So Jim will be hopefully able to send that out to all of the ALRC members right now. It's not contrary to the information in the audit, it's just additional information that we thought would be helpful to the committee, and I can, or if COLA can explain that when it's needed.
Okay, thank you. So we'll get that email soon. Kohler, is there anything you'd like to add about the Seven Iron in particular?
Nothing besides what is already in the audit report.
Okay, thank you. Let's give it a second for that, unless members of the committee have questions. Ms. Carter.
Yeah, Cola, I'm seeing that there was 9 incidents where they were over 50%. And then there was no numbers for July of last year. Can you tell me what's going on with that?
Yes, thank you, Ma. The application that was provided to us, the application that Seven Iron uses to capture their sales reports, did not have anything for the month of July, and that could be something for the establishment to respond to, whether they do not have activity or they. I assume that July probably be the time that it's summertime when schools are closed, and maybe they do not have activity for that period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Further questions? So we just got a more expanded set of data that includes data about alcohol sales and golf simulation sales for Seven Iron. Alder Figueroa Cole.
Thank you. Amber, this question is again for you. I haven't pulled the email yet, but is this the applicant that where you explained to the board and him that there's some rules against not opening the business on a consecutive time period? Is this I think, he said that he was closed from several months or something like that, and there was some.
Oh, yes. Wow, you have a great memory. I will look that up. Because I vaguely remember that, but I
And
will
this is
find it in the
also like
ordinance.
he's in an area, in a district overlay or whatever, about between a tavern versus a restaurant. And also there was a discussion about he was under the impression that he could use he had a different idea on how to calculate the sales from food versus alcohol. I remember that discussion, but I remember the specifics of it.
Yeah. I can look some of that up now, and I don't know if there is a representative from Seven Iron here, but that might be something to discuss with them as well. But I'll look up those two things that you're referencing.
Okay, I'll check out the emails real quick. So I may have more questions after I look at the email. But thank
Alan
you,
Smith
Sharon.
is here. And I think it would be, if there's no more questions for staff, probably a good time to, is he registered, Jim?
Yes.
Okay. You can come up.
All right.
Hi.
I'm going to save everybody a bunch of time. We're actually closing down because of this. This whole process was, excuse my language, a giant shit show. Like I said, I wrote to every single person what our sales were back June, like early June. It was ignored. I had to go all the way to district attorneys to try to get information. COLA then was like, I'm not obligated to tell you anything about what's going on with this. It's been absolutely ridiculous. We spent over $650,000 on the build out for our restaurant. Or not restaurant, sorry, facility. We have never had the cops called. We had a raid, which drastically killed our business as well. And honestly, I'm just done with it. We've never had the cops called on us. I've had to call the cops multiple times for people using our vestibule as a bathroom, our roof being graffitied. And when the cops show up, they say, oh, well, we didn't actively see them doing anything, even though they're still on our roof. So honestly, I'm just done. This was a terrible experience. We had this thing for 5 years. We had almost 50 people reach out alone this year for this school year for events, student organizations, local organizations, school organizations. And we've had to tell them no because of this. And so I'm going to save everybody time. We're closing down. Alder Revere, thank you for your help.
Do you want to stay for questions? Okay, apologies to anyone who wanted to ask questions. Alder Revere?
Yeah, I just wanted to share with my committee colleagues, and maybe it would be best if the deputy city clerk confirmed it, but my understanding is an application has been filed with the city clerk's office for a new liquor license for a restaurant in the Seven Iron space. And Jim,
That's correct.
that'll be at the next regular ALRC meeting next
will.
month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else? A motion, maybe? Ms. Carter?
Move to accept the report.
Moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Revere. Any discussion?
Okay, thank you. I just want to thank Cola again for all of his work on this. I know this was a new endeavor in terms of working with the committee and these license holders, and I'm sure it wasn't something that was in his work plan that we surprised him with. So thank you so much, Cola, for your work again.
Yeah, I'll second
Thank you.
that.
And Dave for his support. Thank you.
Alder Figueroa Cole.
Yeah, I just want to echo that, but also I want to kind of just put out there, I don't know how often the work plan is updated, but I think these are things that we should, as a commission, we should be doing a sample of outlets across the city every year. It doesn't have to be every license, but we could definitely do better getting ahead of some of these problems, and that should be part of the outer workload for years to come. So thank you for the support, but hopefully this won't be the last time that we ask for support on this particular regard. Thanks.
Thank you. Further, we're on discussion of the motion to accept. Any other discussion? Seeing none, is there any objection to approving the motion? Seeing none, the report is accepted. Next on our agenda, item 11, Red Sushi. You can come up to this lectern here.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Tanya, owner of Restaurant Red, located at 316 West Washington Avenue. We are submit application to remove conditions, existing conditions on our liquor license. Currently, Red has entertainment license that allows us to have live entertainment and DJs only on Fridays and Saturdays. Last year, Red added an additional space across the hallway in our building. It's our overflow dining room space and a new event space. And we are kindly asking to revisit this entertainment license and remove the conditions of allowing us to have a live entertainment and DJ on every week, every day of the week, instead of only Fridays and Saturdays. And the reason for that is we're not trying to have dancing parties or DJ nights. It's truly not Red's vibe. The reason we even, we in the beginning of our existence, when we just moved to the building in 2016, we applied for entertainment license, and we thought that we might have a live band on some nights of the week, but we just realized it's really not what Red is about. So even right now we have that license, we rarely use it. So the reason we're applying to remove the condition is because since we're more of an event space and we hold more corporate parties, intimate wedding celebrations, or holiday events, there are requests coming in to bring a DJ in or bring a live band in. It happens very rarely on occasion when it is a holiday season. So we just hope that city, I attended several neighborhood meetings, that we could find a way to accommodate our request, either completely remove it or give us allowance on how many events per year we could allow. So because it limits our business and we put significant investment in the building. So if we are refusing a party who would like to bring a DJ or who would like to bring a band, it just limits our sales and limits our competitiveness in this market. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. I'm open for questions.
Thank you. Questions from committee members? Are you asking for any change in the time that the live entertainment must stop? It's at midnight now.
I honestly do not, but right now our I guess I would like to receive approval to end live entertainment by the time the restaurant closes. So on Sundays through Thursday, we open 4:30 till 9 p.m. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we open from 4:30 till 10 p.m. So I would love to have those hours for live band and entertainment. But we're willing to work. If city wants us to close those events earlier or wrap up DJ and band earlier than our hours of operations, we're willing to work with that.
Thank you. Attorney McReynolds.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Verbeek could maybe double check if I'm looking at the correct information, but in the application, your current premises are described as 4,100 square feet restaurant, including dining room, sushi bar, bar and lounge, and outdoor patio. So the sort of separate event room that you're talking about, is that part of the 4,100 square feet, or is that something else?
That's an additional space that we occupied last year and will open in October of 2024. And
Okay.
I believe.
And so then, sorry, go ahead.
And I believe we submitted an application. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting, but it was an application last year when we were applying for change of premises, when we were increasing our capacity because of the space addition.
Okay. So the space where you're planning on having entertainment or additional entertainment is currently included in your premises after your last change of
Correct.
premise. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's just a separate space across the hallway. It's in the same building, on the same floor. It's just the space that you're talking about referring to is our original space when we moved in 2016. But in 2024, we occupied an additional, I would say, additional 6,000 square feet. That is our event space and offices.
Okay. And can you tell us about your contact with the neighborhood association and the police department regarding this change?
I just, just to be honest, I only left a voicemail for police department notifying about this application. I reached out to Elder Verveer, and he advised me to submit this application. I did attend 2 neighborhood meetings. Mifflin Street neighborhood meeting was in support for this. They didn't have an issue. There were, the meetings were a little bit about different topic, but this also came up because in parallel with this application, I was also trying to get permission to do the test for outdoor music. But going back to this specific agenda, Mifflin district didn't really raise a lot of concerns. They were super supportive. Bassett Street meeting, there were people mainly against about outdoor music tests. But again, I didn't really hear too much opposition towards indoor music. But I think Elder Verveer and Colin, the chair, could add more to that specific meeting at the Bassett Street.
Okay, thank you.
Alder Figueroa Cole.
Just to confirm, again, I see that the conditions talks about the outdoor space, but this is only for indoor purposes, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. This is for the indoor purposes only.
And I was just trying to figure out from if there, when you went to the plan commission, if there were any additional conditions imposed on the license. Do you have a letter from them from when you initially asked for the entertainment license?
We did not receive any
Or maybe this was too new to go. I mean, maybe this is. So, okay. All right, let me go back to that condition page that I was looking at. Hold on for a second. So essentially what you're asking is to get rid of condition 2 that says live entertainment or DJs are only permitted on Fridays and Saturday nights and must be ceased by midnight. So are you still willing to end the music by midnight?
Yeah, we're willing to close before that because our hours of operations is actually before midnight. We close at 10 p.m. and usually all of our events have to leave the building before 10, 11 p.m. But yes, to answer your question, that's correct. We will cease before midnight.
Okay, so, yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Further questions from committee members? Alder Revere.
Thank you. I know this has been difficult for you, Tanya, and I'm sorry. And at the appropriate time, for the benefit of our colleagues, the chair and I certainly can talk about the neighborhood meetings that both of us participated in our capacities as the alder of the district and the county board supervisor of the district. But in any event, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. The first is, just to clarify what you're asking us for tonight, your last response to Alder Figueroa Cole and in your earlier testimony is that I just want to understand, I heard you correctly, that rather than removing that condition entirely, it's acceptable to you to simply drop the weekend restriction, and you're comfortable leaving a prohibition on live entertainment shall cease by midnight, where it would be 7 days a week?
Correct.
Did I hear that correctly?
Hold on, let me just repeat this one more time. So you asking me, I just would love to have an ability to, let's say if there is a request for a birthday party on Tuesday and they would like to bring a DJ, I would love to say, yes, we can do that. We can accommodate this party because we have now legal authority to actually have the DJ on Tuesdays, because right now I have to say no to those party or say, I'm sorry, you have to book on Friday night. So
Correct.
I hope I understood you correctly. So.
Yeah.
But that's what we're requesting, is just have an ability to host those kind of events on any day of the week and not just Fridays and Saturdays. And we will cease by midnight.
And so you have no objection to just modifying, rather than removing that whole condition, modifying it and leaving the midnight in? You don't currently have any requests for entertainment after midnight any day of the week?
No.
And you would never be open that late?
No.
You're not ever going to be a bar-time operation
No,
like your partner
believe
Jack's?
me, my staff
One of his other
doesn't like being open after 12 p.m. It only happens on New Year's Eve sometimes, only just after cleanup.
Well, you're exempt from New Year's Eve by state statute, so we can't impose that condition on you on New Year's Eve. And then
No, we
legal
never-
counsel can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. So, for example, if we amended the condition, Tanya, to say, condition number 2, I don't know that we have to be specific about DJs or live entertainment. We could simply say, entertainment shall cease by midnight. That's acceptable to you and your business partner?
Yes, that's very acceptable.
Okay. That's easy and helpful. And I'm sure some of your neighbors would take some comfort in that as well. So my other question, I just wanted to get out there, because I'm sure some of your neighbors are watching us live, or maybe will watch the recording of the meeting later.
Yeah.
Could you just recommit to them what you said in those 2 neighborhood meetings, especially the second meeting of the Bassett neighborhood, when you heard concerns about that some of your neighbors say that they hear the interior music when your staff is opening and closing the doors to serve the patio, or your patrons are opening and closing the doors. Have you been able to think more about that and see if there's any way that you can redouble your efforts to try to keep the music indoors without being heard across the street by some of your neighbors when the doors are open?
Yeah, well, what currently exists is that our space, we open outdoor patio, and there is a service door that our staff opens and closes when they go outside and bring food or drinks. So it's hard to control that kind of exposure of indoor music and spill it out outside. I honestly was first time aware of that. That's the case. We never received complaints before of this neighborhood meeting. And what I could say or reassure, number one is, the space, this additional space that we are trying to have more events and hold this DJ, not parties, but have a DJ in the space or entertainment. It's sort of sort of like a separate building, and if we have a party there, people, it's a separate entrance inside, and there is no really exposure outdoors, so it's just enclosed.
The door your servers use would never
Exactly.
be in that former barcode space.
Exactly, exactly. You won't hear that music on outdoors because people will be walking and entering and exiting from inside, from the vestibule inside of the building. And second reassurance is that, my phone number is available to everyone. And I hope we establish reputation in our community and our street that if there is a concern, or if there is a, disturbance, that we're willing to cooperate and willing to work with different hours. Or again, I just would love to not be able to turn away this kind of sales and parties and possibilities for our business to stay competitive in this market.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. And thanks for the reassurance. So then, just lastly, as I said, in case you have interested neighbors watching, which we probably do tonight, what is your current thinking as of tonight, just to confirm, in terms of exploring further amending conditions related to outdoor patio amplification? At this point, are you still feeling the way you did at the last neighborhood association meeting, where you're going to drop that for now again?
Yeah, I am. After that meeting, I decided to withdraw my application, and
Well, you hadn't submitted an application to
I
clarify
didn't
for
submit
that,
an
yeah.
application, but
But the idea of submitting
the
an
idea of
application to
pursuing
us.
that, I'm not going to pursue the idea of outdoor music.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're a good neighbor.
I'm trying to be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tom.
Thank you.
And is there any other questions? I can just add that, yes, Tanya was very cooperative and attended 2 lengthy neighborhood meetings, and there were some concerns about issues not before us today, but most of the neighbors did compliment the restaurant and the food and the service, and so thanks for participating in that and for being here today. Are there any further questions from members of the committee? Seeing none. Is there a motion? Alder Verveer.
Yes, I do have a question. Thank you. I do have a question, though, over legal counsel.
Sure.
I just want to confirm that this could cover both. So my question, Attorney McReynolds, of you, is this condition, as you might have already noted, is on both the alcohol license and the entertainment license. And the way that this application is noticed on our agenda tonight, are you comfortable that I could proceed with the motion modifying that condition on both licenses? Just the technicality of this is that, as you see on the agenda, it says 21 plus entertainment. But are you comfortable that it cover both licenses?
I mean,
hope?
I am. It lists this as a Class B combination liquor and beer establishment, and the neighborhood associations would not have had any different information if this were written slightly differently.
Okay, great, thank you. So then in that case, Chair, I move that we amend the conditions in both the alcohol license and the 21 plus entertainment license, condition number 2, to read as follows, that entertainment shall cease by midnight. Just leave it simply as that, entertainment shall cease by midnight.
Second.
Moved by Alder Verveer, seconded by Alder Figueroa Cole, to change the second condition to entertainment shall cease by midnight. Is there any discussion on this?
If I could, Chair, I just wanted to amplify what you said about the 2 neighborhood meetings. I know that they weren't the most easy meetings, so again, thank you for your willing participation in those, Tanya. I do just want to read an email. Don't worry, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just maybe 1 or 2 sentences from one of your neighbors that was sent to me at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And much of it is about the outdoor music, but quote, he says, I remain concerned about indoor music, but in the spirit of accommodating a valued local business, would be willing to support such an application provided the possibility of progressing any outdoor music application does not proceed. So I'm very comfortable with this motion, although I'm sure most of all of my colleagues have seen in the record that there is an email from a neighbor in opposition to this application related to the indoor music. I do believe that based on the feedback I've received since the 2 neighborhood meetings, that there is strong support for this motion as it relates to the interior entertainment. So I hope my colleagues are supportive of that. Thank you.
Thank you. And I certainly appreciate the motion. The motion, its substance, but then to change the word must to shall, that's just something I really appreciate. So thank you. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, is there objection to adopting this motion? Entertainment shall cease by midnight. All right, seeing none, that motion is adopted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is a change of licensed premises for Jay's, 602 University Avenue. Is Jay with us right now?
Jay is in Zoom.
Okay. So you're requesting to add a fence and an outdoor seating area along the north side of the building. So Jay, did you talk to the neighborhood, the police, and the alder?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now explain to us a bit of the background behind your request.
Well, the alley north of Jay's, the asphalt is, or the blacktop is probably 40 years old, so it needs to be redone, tore out, and pour new concrete. So it was kind of hard to get the dumpsters out of the way when there's a heavy load. So I'm like, well, redo it, and I'm like, I might as well make use of the alley for additional seating. So we got it's pretty small. It's basically if you look at it, it's basically that one big long hallway. So I have TVs mounted outside for game days or Monday Night Football, whatever, and I'm going to string a ton of lights going across. So it'll be kind of like all of a sudden you coming from the parking ramp, you sneak up on it and be like, oh, okay. I don't know if it'll be that effective during the day because it's just an alley, but at night it could be a hidden gem. But I might as well make use of the alleyway. So, yeah.
Thank you. Questions from committee members? Ms. Carter.
Yeah, is this alley a dead end?
Correct.
Is
What
it
was
a
it?
dead end or does it go all the way through so it impacts other
There
businesses?
is currently a fence on the west end. So
okay.
I've had dumpsters removed in preparation for, so there will be no longer dumpsters. Becky Anderson, my neighbor across the street, has been very kind and said that you can have use of ours. I mean, if it wasn't for Becky, this would be, I mean, I'd still be pouring the concrete, but I wouldn't be able to use it because I have no room to put 2-3 yard dumpsters. So, but there is a fence, and I think in the preliminary drawing, and we're still waiting for zoning, but initially we're going to put 8-foot fence post on the lot line. But Joe Korb, my neighbor to the north, he's got 408 North Francis. He said that he would not mind if I actually put, I would, put little connections where I could string the lights between buildings. So plus not having the 8-foot fence post there in case of emergency exit for 408 North Francis, that 3-unit, it would just alleviate having fence posts there. So it'd be easier for an emergency exit.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Further questions from committee members?
I move approval.
Motion to approve by Ms. Carter, second by Alder Verveer. Any discussion? Seeing none, the application is approved. Thank you. Thanks for
you.
being here.
Yep.
Next is item 13, a public hearing, new license for Speedway 4902 Verona Road. Is there a registrant for this one?
There is. It's going to be the same, well, it's sort of a mix. There is a registrant here for this item. Rebecca Mentuis, who's the store leader, but also Charles Satterfield, who's the liquor beer agent. But for the LLC, we have Dorothy Beninick from Speedway LLC. And Dorothy's also registered for the next item, which is 7-Eleven as well. But since we're on this item, they're not really related.
Okay, so, sorry, the registrant's name?
Dorothy.
Dorothy, can you hear us? Are you with us?
Yes, I can.
All right, great. Did you talk to the alder in the neighborhood and the police?
I am at the corporate office in Dallas, Texas.
Did someone make those notifications?
To my knowledge, they should have. I just recently took over this position.
Okay. Then you have 3 minutes. Explain the request.
Our request is to add wine sales to our location that is currently selling beer. This is to help provide more options to our customers, but also help with our revenue at the same time.
Okay, thank you. So you're asking to add the Class A liquor?
Yes.
Okay. Questions from committee members? Alder Figueroa Cole.
Yes, I haven't seen any contacts from this particular applicant at all. This is my district, so I haven't had the chance or opportunity to discuss their needs and nor notify the neighborhood association or discuss any information or MPD. So I'm a little bit confused as to who, as to the lack of communication.
Okay. Like I said, I just recently moved into this position here and was asked this morning to attend this meeting. So I am trying to gather more information as to why. I noticed this morning when I pulled all the notes that it has, come to the council and to y'all's committee several times. So I'm trying to find out exactly what's going on too. So that would explain some of it, is that you haven't had any communication from us.
And you said that you're located in Texas. When you said that you got this position, are you the person that is going to be managing the store here in Madison?
No, I'm with the LLC, which is based out of Texas. Rebecca, who is the store manager, I believe, is there.
Yeah,
In person.
she's in Zoom, so maybe we can talk to Rebecca.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Further
Thank you,
questions
Dorothy.
for Dorothy?
No. I
Okay.
don't have any questions.
And so is Rebecca registered?
Rebecca is registered.
Okay.
It looks like she's called in. I asked to unmute.
I think I see her.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Rebecca, please tell the committee any information you think would be helpful and if you know anything about the required notifications.
We do get a lot of customers that come in and are looking for other things other than beer. And I think that having that license would help those customers as well as the company itself in getting more revenue in.
Thank you. Questions for Rebecca? Alder Figueroa Cole.
Rebecca, so did you have made any contact with the neighborhood association?
No, all of this is new to me as well. With the application, I was told that we had put in for an application to get the additional license so that we could expand.
Thank you.
Ms. Carter. We can't hear you if you're talking.
Oh, I'm on mute. Sorry. Rebecca, do you know when you applied, were you informed what the neighborhood association is? Because I think it's hard for businesses to know that.
I personally do not. I was just told that an application had been put in and it was going to you guys to see if we could get it approved to do so.
Okay. Did you talk to the police captain? Do you have any
I have not talked to
contact?
any. No, I personally have not talked to anyone except for my district manager, Alex Larder. He is the one I believe that has put in that application.
Okay. Would you be opposed to us referring this to our next meeting so you can contact the alder and the police captain and possibly the neighborhood association? I think there's a couple
Yes.
neighborhood associations behind your
Okay.
location.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Further questions for the Alder Glenn?
I'm just wondering, I'm, being a newbie here, I'm wondering what has been happening that it was referred, and then can anyone give me an update on why this keeps getting, I know why today it's getting referred, but what happened that it was referred other times?
Yeah.
And is there just a lack of communication? Is this a business that is not following through on it? What is it?
Yeah, I can answer that. We had sent emails inviting folks to attend for this application to those listed on the application, and nobody had attended the previous two meetings.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Alder Figueroa Cole.
I also have a question for staff. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, so again, as a new person on the committee also, this is a change of license, but is it common for people that are not the direct applicants to come to the meeting to discuss it? Like someone from Texas versus a person that is new at the facility? I'm a little bit confused about that too.
It happens sometimes. Well, I know when I spoke to someone with the organization today, I emphasized that the committee needs to talk to someone who's either the liquor beer agent or a member of the LLC or corporation who has authority to agree to any conditions that the committee would potentially ask to be put upon the license. But we have had other store managers, accountants, things like that attend, but we really don't advise only that sole person attending, that they can do so in conjunction with someone who could agree to conditions.
So in this case, who is the person that can agree to conditions?
Well, if Dorothy's a member of the LLC, then I believe Dorothy would have authority to agree to conditions.
Okay. Is she a member of the LLC?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I definitely will support a referral of this application and connect, in the meantime, connect with Dorothy and get the communication out to the area. That will be my preference here.
All right. Thanks. Whoever filled out the application also did check the boxes indicating that they are aware about the required notifications. Is there any further questions for the applicants? Seeing none. Is there any motion?
Can I move this to be referred to the next meeting, please?
Sure.
I made a motion to refer it.
Well, can I second the motion?
Yeah.
Okay, so
There you go.
moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Figueroa Cole to refer to the next regular ALRC meeting.
I will add, so looking at the application, Dorothy's not listed on the application. The only members of the LLC listed are David Seltzer and Rory King. So if Dorothy is indeed a member of the LLC, then I would advise that that Speedway LLC submit an updated application with Dorothy listed, as well as including background check information to run that background check appropriately.
Or the person that is in the application is to come to the next meeting.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Yep,
All right.
thank you.
Dorothy and Rebecca, did you hear that advice from our deputy city clerk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Ms. Carter?
No, nothing. Thank you.
Okay. So it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Is there any objection to referral? Seeing none, this item is referred to the next meeting. Item number 14, 711, 2216 University Avenue. Who's registered to speak for this one?
Dorothy is registered to speak on this one.
Okay, Dorothy, so I will open with the same questions about the required notifications.
So I am getting the feeling that I need to have this referred to the next meeting based on what I'm hearing and based on I just texted also with the local area manager for these stores. He told me they posted the orange sign and that was it. So I need to have further discussion with him on exactly what they've done for notifications.
Okay.
They should have.
I think that's where this needs to start. Like I said, I am just this has just landed in my lap. And so I'm trying to find out exactly what's going on. And see what has been the holdup.
When whoever picked up the orange sign, there should have also been a brochure with the people to contact, who they're referencing, the Alder, the Neighborhood Association, the police district captain, and myself. If you find that they don't have that brochure anymore, please reach out to me and I'll make sure to get brochures for both of those addresses. So that way you all have the information for the people that should be contacted.
I appreciate that very much.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Yep.
Thank you. Ms. Carter.
Yes, I want to do the same motion for this one as I did with the last one, to refer it to our next meeting so they can get in contact with the alder of the district.
Okay, moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by, I think, Alder Glenn. Is there any other questions for the applicant? Okay, seeing none, is there any discussion on the motion to refer to the next meeting? Seeing none, is there any objection to referral? Seeing none, this item is referred to the next meeting. Next on our agenda is item 15. A license transfer for TPC Wisconsin.
That was in the consent agenda.
Oh, there we go. That one. So, okay, the next item is item 16, Pink Heifer Barbecue Saloon.
Yep. We have Jordan Fox registered in here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing well. Did you make the notifications?
Yes, I did. To Alder Okowitz, to Deputy Clerk Jim Verbick, Neighborhood Association, and Madison Police Department, Sector 403.
All right, sounds good. Now tell us about your request.
We are the Pink Heifer Barbecue Saloon. We are opening our second location on State Street, 567 State Street, in November. And we are very excited about it. And we are looking for a Class B liquor license.
And where's the other location?
Our first location is in Monticello, Wisconsin, about 45 minutes south of here. That is a full-blown restaurant and saloon. And this is going to be more of a fast casual, quick service version of our menu.
And you said in the application you'll start selling bottles and cans of...
Yeah, single serve drinks, seltzers, beers, pre-mixed cocktails, as well as prepackaged wine and 2 beer taps.
Okay. Thank you. For any questions from members of the committee? Alder Verveer.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, of course.
This, believe it or not, is not a long meeting for us. We've had way longer, but thanks to you and your dad, right, for your patience tonight. So just very quickly, when you first started your testimony, you said you were just looking for a beer license, but then in response, several sentences later, you talked about wine and cocktails. So just to confirm, you are seeking tonight a full liquor license?
Yes, a Class B.
Yep, Class B combination. Yep,
Beer wine.
very good, great. And then I think the only other question I have for you is, you definitely have no interest in a sidewalk cafe at your location? You don't want to have tables and chairs outside on the sidewalk at all?
Not at this time.
Okay, sounds good. If you ever think that might fit into your business plan, just so you know, you have to come back to us if you want to have alcohol served outdoors in a sidewalk cafe.
Yep.
Let me just say, I'm excited for you opening too. As I mentioned to you before the meeting, I've enjoyed your food at Madison Night Market, and perhaps we'll do so again tomorrow night on the Capitol Square for Madison Night Market. So thanks very much and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions from members of the committee? I see no questions. Is there Alder Figueroa Cole? Oh, Alder Glenn. You have a question?
Second.
Oh, was there
Oh,
a
no,
motion?
she moved to approve, right? Is that what you
Okay.
said? Yeah,
All
she
right.
made a motion.
I'll try to keep
And a
up.
second. Yeah.
Moved and seconded, moved by Alder Glenn, seconded by Figueroa Cole to approve.
Awesome.
Any discussion? Any objection? Seeing none. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Next, item 17, Amoco, 1129 South Park Street.
We have Amit Kumar is in support wishing to speak, and Rajan Talwar is in support wishing to speak. And both here.
Hello everyone. I'm here for adding the wine to my business. So we are here for that, and we contact everybody, and the elder person and the captain are in favor of our application.
Okay.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm open to questions if you have any.
Are there any questions for the applicant? Are you aware of the email from a neighbor that was added to our record?
No.
So in this email, they write, "It has been my personal discovery that the gas station is not currently abiding by the required hours of operation."
No, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we are operating our regular hours, 6 to midnight.
Okay. Are there any questions from committee members? Alder Verveer.
Yep, thank you. Hi again, welcome back. So when you were been before us before, and I know you have other locations in the city, but for the South Park Street, obviously there were some neighborhood concerns, and the alder of the district had concerns. But it's your testimony tonight that both the alder and the South District Police Captain are both supportive and have no concerns with the current operations and allowing the expansion of the license?
Yes, because they visit our store and discuss with us, and they just encourage us to, because they are happy how we are running the business over there. Because captain let us know they are having less complaints before they are getting the other person have the business. So now they are getting less complaints from our business. So they are just encourage us, like, you guys are doing good.
And how long ago did you all meet?
Like,
When did you said you had a meeting recently?
oh yeah, they visit our store like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it was
And
2 weeks ago,
yeah,
okay.
They fill the application.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
And you said it was both Alder Evers and Captain Sanders
Yeah.
were both there?
Yep.
And they both were fine with the wine being added?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once again, your conditional use permit says that you must close by midnight currently, and you can try to change that through a different process, but it's your intention to comply with that, and for the foreseeable future, unless you get permission to change, you do close at midnight, by midnight every night?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the gas pumps are locked at midnight?
Oh no, we close the business midnight,
Mm-hmm.
but gas pumps are open for anybody who can use outside, like debit or credit cards.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they can use that one.
Because I think, as the chairman was stating, that's part of the confusion perhaps is with the conditional use permit midnight closure. Perhaps what they're witnessing are people continuing to pump gas.
I believe so. We can't have control to close the gas pump outside.
Okay.
Because pumps are open for anybody after the business close in anywhere. I believe so.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very long email, and we can get you a copy of it. It's also on the city website. But otherwise, Mr. Verbeek could help you get it.
We can do
But it's,
something about
so I certainly won't take the time to read the whole thing, and it already was summarized, but just to read you one or two sentences verbatim, quote, what I have observed is that the building has been remaining open an additional hour from midnight to 1 a.m. I have further observed that the pumps have remained on through the night. It is unknown to me as to whether the building has been opening earlier than 6 a.m. or how many weeks or months since hours have been kept. So
We can.
I can't answer that. I don't have your conditional use permit approval letter before me. I probably could find it if I took the time to look on the city website. But your testimony tonight is that you have no employees or whatever that are open to, your building isn't open to the public past midnight. And I suppose an employee could be in there working.
Yeah, might be, yeah.
But
Lock
so
the
that this
doors.
concern that you're really open till 1 a.m.,
Oh.
you're saying that, no, you're never open, you
No,
can't go in there
we
and,
close our business like midnight. Yeah, something happen like an employee working inside, but we lock the doors or close the business for midnight.
okay, yeah, thank you very much. And I guess I should also just say, since you mentioned only wine, you are aware of our ordinance that we'll have to add a condition to your license tonight, limiting you to wine. Yep. So that you can't sell spirits since it's against the law in Madison if
I
you
know.
have, petroleum products. Yep. I figured you knew that. Thank you. Just wanted to clarify when you hear the condition. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Figueroa Cole. You're muted.
My questions have been answered by an email from from Alder Evers. I just wanted to, I am actually looking at the service data which shows a reduction, but if you guys haven't seen it, Alder Evers just sent an email collaborating the meeting with Captain Sanders and his belief for this business to be a significant improvement from prior ownership. So I don't have any questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Further questions from committee members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move approval.
Moved approval by Ms. Carter,
Second.
seconded by Alder Glenn. Is there any discussion? Alder Revere.
Yeah, thank you. So as I referenced earlier, Chair, we need to add the customary condition.
Yep.
Since gas pumps are here. So if we could add that. And I don't know, could the deputy city clerk or assistant city attorney refresh my memory? Should we list cider and fermented malt beverages as well in the condition? I know we've varied over the years with the changing chapter 125.
Yeah, I think
Do we have to specifically call out that they're allowed to sell cider and allowed to sell fermented malt beverages besides beer and wine?
I don't think we need to list fermented malt beverage. I think typically the condition's been Class A liquor limited to wine and cider sales.
Okay. And I see our legal counsel turned her camera on as well. Is that your advice too?
I think that's right. I can double check because I think that some of those things are defined as cider and wine.
I'm just doing a search right as you're doing the legal research for
Yeah.
us, Attorney McReynolds. I'm just looking at, for sake of ease, our renewal document with all the various conditions for Class A's, and they're all over the board, what we've done over the years. I'm wondering what the best practice is. Some list, I can read some of these, some say, quote, sales shall be limited to beer, wine, and fermented beverages only. There was one here that does list both cider and fermented malt beverages. Some only say beer and wine. Again, this kind of just goes to the fact how the law has evolved
Right.
at the state level over the years. It was not that long ago before we ever had cider licenses. Right.
Yeah, I think it's fine to list all of them. I don't see an issue with it. It might be, it might not be necessary, but I think it's fine to list all of those. And then going forward, I could look at what might be the best phrasing to try to use going forward.
Okay, thank you. So the advice from both of you is that we might as well list everything. Is it?
I think if they're legally allowed to sell that per our ordinance, then we might as well put it on there.
Okay.
So
So for the record, I'll ask as an amendment to the motion before us to grant that the condition be that sales of alcohol shall be limited to beer, wine, cider, and fermented malt beverages only. Again, the sales of alcohol shall be limited to beer, wine, cider, and fermented malt beverages only. And that's from, that motion was made for an Atwood Avenue location last summer, 2024. But appreciate at your convenience, attorney, if you could research the question for us for the future.
I will.
What your best practice would be. Thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Carter, are you okay? Is everyone okay if we change the motion to approval with the condition that sales of alcohol is limited to beer, wine, cider, and fermented malt beverages only? Any objection to?
No objection from me, thank you.
Okay.
No objection.
So the motion is to approve with that condition. Any discussion? Any objection to adopting the motion? Seeing none, that's approved with standard condition. Next on our license is item 18, Just Veggies, 540 State Street. Do you have a registrant?
We do. James Bloodsaw Jr. is registered and here in person.
Have a good one.
Leave it up.
Hello. Oh, no problem.
Thank you. So there was a flag on your background check.
Yes.
So can we hear from Captain Hartman about that flag?
Thank you. The flag that was noted here was a conviction back stemming from a case in 2005. Conviction time of October 22nd of 2007. And it is a felony, and the felony was for possession with intent cocaine from shows State Patrol here in Dane County.
Okay, thank you. And was that was 20 years ago? Is that your only conviction?
Yes.
Okay. Next question, did you make the required notifications to the police, the alder, and the neighborhood?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Great. Now tell us about your request.
My request is the Class B and Class C for beer and wine liquor license.
And what's how long has your business been open?
So we've been open on State Street for 2 years, but I've been in business for 7 years.
Okay. Is there any questions for the applicant?
Hello. You Ellen.
Oh, thank you. Alder Glenn.
I didn't know if everyone was so still on here. I'm like, did I freeze? I'm sitting here touching things. Oh goodness, so sorry. Hold on. You're gonna have to enjoy it and ignore the dog in the background. I just wanted to say appreciate your food. And I just one question for you. Are you the same person you were 20 years ago?
No.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions from committee members? You're not going to have a bar or anything like that, right?
What? It's a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a bar.
So,
Are you saying like it's a bar in the restaurant?
so it's. I was trying to look at your layout real quick, but I guess it's easier to just ask. I see. So there's a bar, or well, never mind. Is there any further questions from committee members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Moved by Ms. Carter, seconded by Alder Glenn. Any discussion? Seeing none, that is there any objection to approval? Alder Revere.
Yeah, I certainly don't object and support granting. I just, if we could impose on legal counsel again. Do you think we need to make any findings on the record relating to the felony conviction as part of the motion?
One moment.
It's required
I
by
mean-
state law, sorry.
Yeah. I think you should say why you were granting the license.
Does it have to be part of the motion, or can we put it as part of discussion?
Let me just double check that. Clearly stated in the record, so it can just be part of discussion.
Okay. Alder Figueroa Cole. Discussion.
Thank you. So Amber, again, so is this a state law that requires all convictions, no matter how old they are, or is this a municipal law?
No, this comes from the state law.
Okay. Thank you. Captain Harmon, do you have any additional information on these particular individuals within the last 20-year period?
Other than minor traffic violations, there's nothing there.
Okay. So I think that kind of like just, in the sense of proving rehabilitation or behavior changes, that should be part of the enough proof, I suppose, for the record. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think to me, 2 decades without any other convictions is credible evidence of rehabilitation, if that's the language we should add. Ms. Carter.
Yes, I think that I believe in Alder Revere can correct me, but I believe it's state law that it's a felony conviction. It has to be reported. We know that 2 months ago, both Alder Figueroa Cole and Alder Glenn talked about a person who came with several felony convictions and wondered why we were talking about that. It was, I think, 30 years old, if I remember correctly. And it is state law if it's a felony. I agree with you that 2 decades proves that someone has been rehabilitated, just like 3 decades prove that someone was rehabilitated. And that is why I feel that this should be granted. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Figueroa Cole.
Amber, another question for you. So in our municipal language, is there anything they're like encouraging people that are experiencing, or can we put something in if it's not there for people that have similar experiences to kind of coach them on ways to prepare for this meeting, such as bringing in letters of recommendation, or like just having that that information ahead of time, so we don't have to dwell on it on these meetings. Is there something that we can maybe update, either the application process or the ordinance in our side to facilitate?
Yeah, so these guidelines that we have can be obtained by any applicant. I don't know, this would be a question for Jim, if they're automatically given this or given something if something is flagged in their background check about what they should be bringing to the ALRC meeting. I don't think it would make sense to put it in an ordinance, but it could be a policy or a practice that it's something that, every applicant receives.
As part of their check boxes for them to kind of help them, guide them of the, yeah.
Typically,
Go ahead, Jim. Is that you?
I don't usually share the guidelines. I can. I typically, if anyone has their background check flagged, I do let them know going into the meeting that it has been flagged, and it is something that MPD will bring up, just so that way they're not caught off guard when the meeting begins.
Yeah, I think adding the guidelines to that discussion or to that email will be great, Jim, for future reference. Thank you both.
Thank you. Further points of discussion, Alder Glenn.
Yeah, I would love to see something like that. I understand that there's state law in why they're pulled. I just also agree that, is there a way that we can pull them because it's part of state law and understand at least at a certain point? I mean, most housing is 7 years. I mean, we have had ones 30 years, now 20 years, and I've just worked in this line of work for 20 some years, and it's frustrating sometimes. And I get my job and I understand state, I'm not arguing with that. Is there a way that they could be looked at? And then like Miss Carter had just done, like very quickly, like approve, like we see there's nothing else, just something that gets us through these, so that someone's not having to sit there and listen to us all discuss their life of who they were 20 years ago.
Attorney McReynolds.
So thank you, Chair. Chair Barusha could speak to this, but there is a subcommittee that meets as needed to, in a more private setting than this, talk to people who have been flagged by the background check. And that is the applicant's choice, whether they would rather come to this meeting and talk to everybody, or if they just want to go to that subcommittee, and then the subcommittee kind of susses it out and then makes the recommendation, which usually just goes through on the consent agenda. So these that are coming before the whole body of the ALRC, I think, are pretty rare if it's something that, someone wants a little bit more privacy for. Nothing is completely private. It's all, public if requested. But, so there is that option. I don't know. I think Jim would need to talk about, how clear that is explained to people, but I understand what you're saying. And it is a little bit of an option in this process. Unfortunately, we can't do anything outside of what the state law requires.
Yeah, the committee has
Thank you.
only said that operators should go to that subcommittee meeting. This is kind of rare that it's an officer or an agent that has had the background check flag. So I don't think this situation would be offered to go to the subcommittee meeting just because it is a full alcohol license versus an operator license.
You're right. Sorry about that.
I think
And I just want to add in to the gentleman as we are keeping him longer because we're all trying to discuss how we not have to keep other people longer. So I just want to let him know that this is for the good, better good that we're discussing and have it moved on. Thanks.
Alder Figueroa Cole, and I think if you'd like, you can sit in the gallery.
So I'm sorry, we have a motion on the table already then
Yes, it was moved.
to approve, right?
We do have a motion and a second.
Okay.
Jim
perfect,
has the
thanks.
records of who made the motion.
Pretty sure I do. Yes. Ms. Carter moved and Alder Glenn seconded to grant.
Yes. Are there any other points of discussion? Okay, is there any objection to granting? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Motion is approved. Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda is item 19, Go Grocer.
Barinder Sandhu is registered and here in person.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. Yeah.
Did you make the notifications to the alder, the neighborhood, and the police?
Yes, sir. So
Excellent.
we did have a neighborhood meeting yesterday. Alder District 20 and Alder District 19, they both were there. And one person from city clerk's office was there too. Her name is Debbie Field.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, and feel free to talk more about your business.
So
what do you plan to do?
me and my wife, we currently own 3 stores. One called Pincus McBride.
Okay.
It is in downtown Madison. Another one is a Pincus Market. And third one we have in a village called Lone Rock. So we are successfully running all those neighborhood stores. And we wanted to make this store successful too. We will follow all the city liquor ordinance to make that store successful.
All right. Questions from committee members? Who does? Oh, Alder McKinney, Harrington McKinney.
Thank you, Chair, for recognizing me. I held on specifically because I wanted to weigh in my support for this applicant for the licensing. He has completed the responsible beverage serving course July 9th, 2025. He accepts the same conditions currently on the license. That license was renewed June 30th, 2025. We did hold the public information meeting. 1,500 postcards were mailed to District 20 residents within the boundary of the establishment, as well as those residents closely adjacent to the location in District 19. My co-alder, Alder Ugair of District 19, also joined me in that informational meeting. I visited the site of Kelly's Market, and on my initial visit, it was not visually appealing. The beverage station was not working, and primarily it seemed to be a grab-and-go store. But when I met with Mr. Sandhu, he promptly noted that he planned improvements in the overall appearance of the store, the bathroom, the beverage station, cleanliness, installation of outside cameras, and he readily addressed the concerns of two residents on cleanliness and also the security, no single beverages, the excessive noise, loitering, and the concerns that this would be a positive addition to the overall neighborhood. The applicant addressed these concerns and added his commitment to be a positive addition to the neighborhood. He has successfully managed, as he said, 3 other businesses. His commitment to provide fresh produce, not just merely having it be a grab and go store, but a family managed business. He supports locally made products. He is committed to this being a family managed establishment. I was very impressed that on our initial interview, he brought his sons, and he stated that one day he wanted his sons to be owners of this business. And I did receive communication from Captain Patton, who had no reservations of approving this application. So I stood by because I wanted to recognize the efforts that he's bringing into this community, and the community was concerned, but he committed himself to be a good, solid neighbor. I think that it would be a great addition to this neighborhood, and we thoroughly support Alder Uguerra was on the call earlier, but it got kind of long, and so I think that he dropped off. But I wanted to make sure that the committee knew that we wholeheartedly supported this application, and I would hope that the commission would approve also moving it forward.
Thank you, Alder.
Thank you, Alder Harrington McKinney, for staying with us and speaking with us about this application. Are there questions for the applicant? Alder Verveer.
Yep, thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for your patience and your whole family joining you tonight. So in case Alder McKinley's not aware, the sons are with us tonight here in the chambers, which is, I'm sure, very exciting for them to sit here all night watching us work. But I wanted to ask you about the existing conditions that Alder McKinney mentioned. The existing conditions, I'm sure you're familiar with, that Kelly Williamson had imposed on them are pretty dated. The conditions were imposed like about
Those are 4 conditions you're talking
20
about, right?
years ago. Yeah. And so we've tried kind of updating and making those sorts of conditions more comprehensive. So you're probably familiar with your conditions you have at Pincus McBride.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is your thought of trying to, I'll say, revise the license when we grant it to you tonight, which I'm optimistic we will, instead of using the old conditions about 40s and singles and so forth?
Singles, I do not want it to sell.
Yeah.
I would like to sell the packs only.
So what I'm getting at is for Pincus McBride, you have the more updated conditions. I was just looking here.
There are more,
Pincus,
yeah.
where you work with your sales reps and we make exceptions if you want to sell more expensive craft beer sort of thing.
You talking about the Pincus or you talking about the Go Grocer, new one, right?
Yeah. What I'm talking about, sorry if I'm not being clear, is the conditions you have on your license downtown here at Pincus McBride.
Those are really strict one.
Where it talks about different categories of beer and so forth, and what size containers you can sell.
Yes, sir.
Is that something that you might be willing to accept for
I
the new
would like to go with the
location?
same conditions I have there, because in a Pincus McBride, I cannot sell the cheaper one, like 4 packs, but I do still wanted to sell the 4-pack cheaper one on the new location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you definitely would like to stick with the old
Stick with the old conditions, please.
I appreciate that because they're less restrictive.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Questions from committee members? Seeing none? Is there a motion?
I move approval with the conditions. Oh, go ahead, Alder Glenn. Take it away.
I move to approve with the conditions.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Verbeck, do you want to read the current conditions and then,
Sure. Yep, the current conditions that are on that license, which if you have them on this one, is number 1, no sale of single bottles or single cans of beer or fermented malt beverages. 2, no sale of 40-ounce bottles of fermented malt beverages. 3, no sale of fortified wines. And 4, liquor sales limited to wine only.
okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve with those same conditions. Is there any discussion? Alder Verveer.
Yep, thank you. To be consistent, perhaps we should go with the language we approved minutes earlier. In a similarly situated Class A, liquor given our gas pump ordinance prohibition, so to speak. So if there's no objection, just to remind the committee, the language that we used in an earlier similarly situated application is, quote, sales of alcohol shall be limited to beer, wine, cider, and fermented malt beverages only. So it would replace that to be more expansive and clarify that cider and other malt beverages are lawful too.
All right.
Just no hard liquor.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any objection to having that motion put before us?
No objection.
Okay. Did you get do you have that? Or you want-
Yeah, just use the one for the previous.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so is everyone clear on what the question is then? It's whether we should approve with the conditions, the same conditions with the updated language. All right. Everyone's on the same page. Is there any objection to adopting this motion? Seeing none. Motion's approved.
Thank you, everyone. So I have one question. Will I be able to get the provisional license after signing off all?
Yeah, so after today, tomorrow, you can reach out to the 4 agencies that have to sign off on the license. So building inspection, zoning, fire, and health. And as soon as they sign off on it, you can pay the license fee plus an additional $15, and we can issue the provisional license as soon as that happens.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Bye.
What? My computer's completely locked up.
Oh. All right, well, good thing we're almost done. Next is item number 20. So will you be able to tell if we have a registrant?
We do. I did look up that
Okay.
beforehand. So for the 2 people.
Mike
on Zoom-
Burrish is
yep,
here.
Mike Burrish and Mike Cull are registered. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Mark Burrish and Mike Cull are registered for this item in support and wishing to speak.
Okay.
And in Zoom.
Sure. Okay, Mark and Mike, who wants to go first? Oh, I think I'm able to talk.
Okay, I'd be happy to go first if you'd like.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members, for hearing our application this evening. We're opening a business at the former Touch of Ukraine on Winnebago Street. And we have done the notices. We met with the community last week and received their, you should have received their letter of support. And the alderman was there also at the time. We are not expanding the hours beyond what the Touch of Ukraine was doing at that location previously. We're not doing outside music. We're well aware that we're in a apartment building setting, being on the first floor, but we are building our business around being respectful to those apartment dwellers. As far as the alcohol sales go, we are not plan on being open past 10 10 or 11 o'clock at the latest on weekends. Don't even know that we'll be open that late. It all depends. Like I said, we're not having any music outside. As far as alcohol, sales, and constructiveness goes, I myself am a nationally recognized instructor for ServSafe for alcohol sales. We also run some other businesses here in Madison and in Wisconsin, which also have liquor licenses at this time.
Thank you. And thanks for being with us this whole time. Is there
No, thanks for your patience.
is there any questions from committee members? Questions from committee members? So just to reiterate, you're keeping all of the points of concern, the kind of things that concern us here at ALRC, you addressed, and that's not going to be different from Touch of Ukraine, which we approved 3 years ago.
That is correct. And we also addressed those with the neighborhood council that we met with last week and a couple of the neighbors that came to our open meeting the week before that.
Okay, thank you. Is there any further questions from committee members? Alder Verveer.
Yeah, thank you. Just, Mike, a parochial and selfish question, admittedly. Does this new endeavor in any way mean that you and Mark have lost any interest, I hope, not in Rare? You'll still,
no,
we can still find you both at Rare too?
Yes, you can very much still find us both at Rare. That is certainly something we will continue doing. We just had an opportunity, number one, to reach out with a little different concept to surrounding neighborhoods, and through some personal connections, we are employing the Ukrainians who had been at that restaurant before as a matter of social conscience, if you will.
Oh, that's tremendous. I had not heard that. I don't know if that, has that been publicized somewhere yet?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, that's wonderful. I commend you for employing the refugees that were working there. Yeah.
Well, we certainly think it's a worthwhile endeavor. They're wonderful people, just as most humans are, and we look forward to a good relationship with the neighborhood there.
That's great. Well, my hat's off to you and Mark for doing that, and for Gary Gorman for probably helping to facilitate that as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, thanks so much. Best of luck. I look forward to visiting you there.
We look forward to having you.
Thank
And
you.
all of you.
Thank you.
Alder Glenn.
I'm just gonna, since Mike opened it up to ask selfish questions, I just didn't see a menu. I just wanted to know what kind of food is in my neighborhood.
Well, I can give you a
He
little
said it's
tease.
rare.
Well, here's the thing. We have not promoted that as connected with Rare because it is not a restaurant on the same level as Rare, if you will, if you can categorically put them in levels. This is more of a neighborhood tavern. However, if you watch any of the Food Network shows, the chef that we have there was just on the last season of Yes Chef with Martha Stewart. The one from Madison that was on the news every other week. Jake Lawler, he'll be coming, he's our chef, and we're developing the menu right now. So be happy to let people know when we're ready to test the menu items out. If you want to come down and give us your opinions, that'd be very welcomed.
Thank you. And as a chef with a culinary degree, yes, I do appreciate and do know exactly who you're talking about. So I look forward to it. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Further questions from committee members? Seeing none, a motion?
Move approval.
I heard Alder Verveer first. So moved by
Second.
Alder Verveer, second by Ms. Carter. Any discussion? Any objection? Seeing none, that motion's adopted.
Thank you,
Next-
committee. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is item number 21. It's the report of Madison Police Department, item 22. Captain Hartman, do you have anything to report?
Yes, a couple of items to just discuss here. I know we already discussed Chiba Hut. I did want to bring up Roxy as well. They have been excellent partners with us and have been working to address several of the issues, and it's been going very well in working with them and again resolving the incidents that we had at the start of the summer. So a bit of a success story there. Moving on, we did have a little bit more violence this weekend up on the Capitol Square. One at Lucille's, as well as one or two related to Tavern Akaya. Spoke with both of the business owners there, discussed the issues and where they may have come from, as this is unusual for both of those locations. Those are open investigations right now, both for the city of Madison as well as for Capitol PD. So I won't go into specific details, but in speaking with both of the business owners, we were able to discuss some safety plans moving forward, and we'll be partnering with them this weekend to address any concerns or issues that may arise. And that is all I have. Any questions?
Hartman, I guess when I read the news story about the incident at Lucille's, it didn't occur to me that it was somehow connected to the restaurant. I thought it was like outside the restaurant. So are you saying that, and if you don't have to answer if you shouldn't, but are you saying that the restaurant is somehow involved?
It was where the incident occurred, so they're still following a few leads in regards to that. But it was involving a weapons violation, in that that business itself was targeted. Luckily, nobody injured or anything along those lines.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Captain Hartman? Seeing none, thank you for your report. Next is the report of the city clerk's office.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add. I don't know if you noticed, but on the maps for the new applications, based upon recommendations from Alder Figueroa Cole, I have differentiated on the map Class A's and Class B's. So Class B's are now one color with martini glasses, and I forget what the icon is for the Class A's, but it is different color and different icon. So that way you can figure out which one is which, and they're not just sort of blended together. Other than that, we, as of today, only have one regular Class B combination license remaining. So it's kind of up for grabs on the last one. I have just sent emails out to everyone who was recommended to grant today to let them know who they need to contact and that they can get a provisional, but they may be subject to the $10,000 reserve fee if we do not have any left. So that is all I have, but I'm open for questions. Oh, shopping carts, that's what it is for the Class A. Yep. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you for doing that, but where am I seeing this shopping cart?
For each of the new applications, there's a map that's attached to it, and it will show kind of an area around where the application's location is, and then there's little icons of which locations are which in the vicinity.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, when I started, it was asked to include that for all the applications, so that way there's sort of an understanding of what is around there to get a little bit of an idea on density.
And where is this map located?
It's in the legislative file, but it should also be in the packet as well.
Oh, it's in the packet. Yeah, I can. So it's that like I see your report, the summary of licenses.
Oh yeah,
Franny,
it's not with the report item. It would be under the individual new applications.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you.
It's usually the last item unless someone from the public or an alder has submitted stuff, then it'd be that.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Alder Verveer.
Yeah, thank you. I have no questions of the Deputy City Clerk, but before we adjourn, I did want to warmly welcome our newest member. Since I don't have access to Zoom like you do, Chair, is Kaylee still with us?
She is.
not to put
Yes,
you on
I'm
this,
here.
not to put you on the spot, Kaylee, but do you want to do a quick introduction so we all know who our newest colleague is?
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, I had to move upstairs, back up to my apartment because the place I was sitting at closed. But hi, my name's Kaylee. I'm a incoming senior at UW-Madison. I'm studying history and political science with a certificate in public policy. And I've been appointed by the shared governance chair of ASM to sit on this committee. So thank you all so much for having me.
A warm
Congratulations.
welcome to you. We look forward to working with you, Kaylee. Thanks. Thanks.
Okay. Anything else? Alder Glenn.
A motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved to adjourn and seconded. Any objection? Seeing none, we're adjourned. Have a good night, everyone, and welcome, Kaylee. Thanks for staying with us.